right now. Okay, thank you.
Hello. How's everybody doing?
I'm
Hey,
doing
Tom.
well, and I'm doing good, Sam.
Wonderful. So good to see you, Tom.
All right, good to see you. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for being here yourself as well. Thank you.
All
And
right.
thanks for agreeing to be a guest on our show.
It is my pleasure. The day has come. We've been talking about this for a long time, and I can't
Long
wait
time.
for the
That's right.
world to know about Sam Chopra.
And the world to know about Tom. Tom is famous in the US, and now the rest of the world wants to know, especially India wants to know what Tom's made all of. And I've heard so much about Tom on YouTube that I wanted all of you to also get a messaging from Tom and get to know more about Tom, of course. So thanks again, Tom, for being on the show.
My
Um,
pleasure.
so I'm gonna start off, ladies and gentlemen. Firstly, welcome to the real state of real estate. Go exponential with Sam and Tom. It is my absolute pleasure to have all of you, and especially Tom, on board. Um, to give you a brief introduction, my name is Sam Chopra. I am the president and CEO of EXP Realty in India, and it's my pleasure and my honor to host this series for yourselves and the rest of the world. I'm going to give you a little bit about myself. I began my journey about 3 decades ago, and over the years, I've played many roles. I've been a broker, a franchisor, an entrepreneur, a consultant, and a leader of ventures in India as well as internationally. Some of you know me from building one of the largest international franchise networks in India for real estate, or as the chairman of International Real Estate Partners for India, or then as a venture partner at India Accelerator, where I was scaling businesses in real estate, prop tech, and social impact. I've also spent a lot of time contributing to the industry that has given me so much. And it's been my privilege to serve the National Association of Realtors as its past president and former vice chairman. And I still assist the global chair uh, in various projects that we are doing all across the globe. I started my journey in the association and the profession as the president of the Association of Property Professionals, and now I'm on its board of advisors. I also have the honor of sitting on the advisory board of the International MLS Forum. And when I reflect on my career, what excites me most isn't just the companies I've built, but the ecosystems, platforms where brokers, developers, and investors grow together. And that's why I joined EXP Realty, because I believe EXP gives you this and so much more. Well, today we are joined, as I mentioned, by none other than Tom Truong, a global EXP leader. He's ranked amongst the top 0.001% influencers at EXP. So imagine the strength and the power that he brings to the table. He's been instrumental in shaping how agents think about wealth creation, which is not just through transactions, but through systems that create true financial freedom. And our topic today, which he has wisely chosen, is from revenue share to residual income. Essentially, how do you maximize your income by being a realtor, by being a real estate agent, by being a real estate professional? And you could do it in any organization, but he knows EXP best, much better than I do, and therefore he's going to talk about his journey at EXP, and a journey that every ambitious agent in India and beyond needs to hear. Tom is a pioneer in building borderless collaborative networks at EXP. He's worked across residential, commercial, and luxury markets, and his leadership has empowered agents globally to create sustainable income streams. And Tom, before we dive in, could you share a few words about your journey, particularly, and what
Sure.
brought you to this model of wealth building at EXP?
Thank you very
Please
much
share
for
a
that.
bit about your journey here.
Thank you very much for that kind introduction, Sam.
Of
Powerful.
course.
And by the
You you
way,
were
audience,
you
I did not
you
write
wrote a
that.
lot more. I'm a fan of yours. You wrote a lot more.
I did not write that, but I'm glad you did the research or your assistant did the research. Very spot on.
And
Thank
Tom
you,
is
my
not
friend.
paying me anything for it, by the way.
I'm not paying you a
I do it
thing.
for
Nope.
free.
I'm going to pay it forward to you to help you and everyone else on this show grow their business. How's that? That's my life's mission is to do well and do good, to pay it forward.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for dialing in this evening if you're in Southeast Asia, this morning if you're in North America. For those of us, I'm on the East Coast, so it's 9:30, but there's some people dialing in from the West Coast, which is 6:37 a.m. there. So welcome as rise and shine, baby, all the time. Sam, this is my second career, only two careers. My first career was in the insurance business, and I gave 13 years of my life to build an organization, the third largest insurance brokerage firm in the United States, and now the world, actually, called Arthur J. Gallagher. I was one of a handful of chief financial officers, and after 13 years of giving my life, my commitment, my dedication to that organization, which I highly respect and loved, knew that I had to basically break away to unleash my entrepreneurial spirit and build something for myself and for my for a legacy. Because as good as the corporation is, still it was and still is, I was building someone else's dream. I was building some other people's organization. It wasn't mine, and I couldn't leave a legacy. So searched around, and the one common denominator back in the insurance world where all the people made money in their respective businesses, whether it's high tech, low tech, no tech, they invested in one thing, and you know that's in real estate. So I said to myself, well, why not just get into real estate? But if I'm going to do this, I'm going to own my business. Bought a franchise similar to you. You had a massive franchise there in India, right? Well, one office to four offices. You control 260 offices, Sam, which is totally impressive. But after four offices, 120 agents, and 9 years into it, I'm thinking to myself, this was not what I signed up for. I wanted to be an owner, but the business owned me. I really didn't own the business, it owned me. During the slow times, I was stuck in the office paying the bills, overhead. Agents weren't putting the deals through because they're off on vacation. And I was stuck behind there with my wife. And I'm thinking to myself, some of my top agents, the top 10%, made 2, 3 times more income than me and had a better lifestyle. There had to
Yeah,
be
I'm
a
going to
better
hold you
way.
there for a second. I'm going to hold you. By the way, I want to tell all of you he's got a lovely wife, Marissa, who's a business partner of his. And I've had the pleasure and honor of meeting her in Barcelona very recently. So there
Yes.
you go.
Behind
Good
every
partner.
great man is a very powerful, strong woman. That's my wife, Marissa, for sure. Yes.
Absolutely.
Thank you for saying that, Sam. So, and Marissa's in the business with me as well, actually. When we owned four offices, she was the broker of record. She had to dot her I's and cross the T's and kept us out of real estate jail and kept our agents out of real estate jail, right? By making sure we follow the rules. So anyhow, built my own business. And then after 9 years, I said, I'm done, wrapped it up and sold it. And I sold it I did very well. I got 4 times EBITDA, earnings before income taxes, depreciation, and amortization. Most real estate companies don't even come close to getting 4 times EBITDA. I had an earn out period. That earn out period was a very short period. And by the time I earned out after 2 years, they paid me 4.25 times. So I grew through that. And there's a lesson
Wow.
to be had there. The lesson there is, as a broker owner, I had all responsibilities and I wasn't doing the things that I needed to do that earn me and my family the most income, which is being in front line, sales, coaching, training, mentoring. Instead, I was stuck behind the office doing the non-productive, non-paying work. So when they unleashed me and says, Tom, let me take over, let us take over your four offices. You go out and what you do what you do best. Find talent, help them grow. We grew through that, and I earned out more than that. Well, then shortly after that, I think I was the national association, the Asian American Association, right? I was the national president, and the calls kept coming. Would you come and work for us? The recruiting calls still come today, actually. And I was honored. And I thought I knew everything until I saw this model, EXP, 7.5 years ago. And we're going to get into the model today, but basically, this model allowed me to finally help others achieve personal financial location freedom. So there it is. So that's how we'll get into
Fantastic,
that.
Tom.
Yep.
Fantastic. And we're going to go more into it. But of course, before that, I'm going to talk a little bit about who we are and what we do at EXP. So, this is firstly episode 4. And like I mentioned, this is all about how EXP agents build wealth. But having said that, my next bit is going to be about, if I may say, more about, I'm trying to get my slide on. Yeah, there you go. I got it finally.
Yeah, it's
So I'm
coming
going to
on.
talk about what, and this is, more for yourself, Tom, and then, you come back and tell me what
Sure.
works, what doesn't work, and, and give us some ideas on how to grow the business. So essentially in India, every country is typical, and you have a very evolved market in terms of real estate in the US and in many developed countries. And India is getting their mind. We're really galloping towards that, but we still have some issues, and we're trying to see, how we can resolve those. And EXP has some solutions for those, and I believe a lot of them actually. But nevertheless, let's talk about that.
Hey, Sam, your window, it's opening up like 5, 6, 7, 8 windows, just so you know. That's what we're seeing on our side.
Ah, okay. So that's
There's quite a few windows opening at the same of the same thing.
of the same thing.
Yeah. This is duplication at its best. That's what EXP does.
Okay, so let me figure out how I can change that. Does
Uh,
somebody
we,
want
we,
to
we
help?
see it now. We see the real estate of real estate go exponential with Sam and Tom, the first slide.
Okay.
I can
Um,
also see the upcoming slides, just so you know. Yeah.
what do you see now?
I see your PowerPoint, but I see not the preview version, not the present version. I
Okay.
see all the slides at the bottom as well.
Okay. 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 So this has to somehow go.
Yeah, maybe close
Nevertheless,
out some of the windows because you've got it 9 times there, I think. The same thing opened up 9 times.
okay. Okay. So then we have to hold for a bit and sort this out.
Yep.
Uh,
So
allow me a minute.
no worries. Take your time. So while Sam sorts it out, welcome everybody. I see everyone on. Okay, there you go. Now I see it. Now it's a Go Exponential with Sam and Tom. How EXP builds wealth, episode 4. All right, let's
So,
check out. See.
Tom, on the chat box, it says that the rest are finding it okay. So I don't know.
Okay, so let's just keep moving then. We're good.
Sorry about that. So I was just wanting to make sure. Um, so if I can get a green signal from somebody, and
Yeah,
I'm
I see episode 4. Yep.
okay. You see episode 4?
Yeah, the side that says episode 4. Now I see Indian real estate problems and EXP
Yeah,
solutions.
there you go. That's the one I want to show you guys.
Perfect.
Okay. Okay. So we're I think
We're all good now. We're back on
we're
track.
all okay. Fantastic. So we're talking about a few things that we have, which I consider as problems in the real estate industry in India. And I'm going to talk about each one of them. And maybe, Tom, you can share a little bit about those from
Sure.
the US perspective. So the first one is that, in India, we don't really have brand ownership when you get a brand in. For example, I brought in a franchise at some point of time, a master franchise, and sold franchises to others. Um, but they did not own the brand, they did not control the brand, and their brand was not only subservient but was always hidden. So, example, if I ran a company, Sam Chopra and Company Private Limited, and I brought in a brand called ABC. So I was called ABC with a tag, maybe ABC Realty
Right.
or ABC South, ABC West, but I
Mm-hmm.
could not use the name Sam Chopra and
That's
Co.
right.
Private Limited. I believe in, at EXP, you own your brand, you own your clients,
That's right.
and obviously you own your future. That's my thought. What do you think about that?
Yeah, absolutely. Sam, basically India, the way I know, what I understand about India is India has millions of talented agents, right? And many are stuck fighting the branding, building their own brand, because if they build someone else's brand, they really aren't building a legacy. They're also stuck fighting commission disputes and paying for extraordinary office costs that most agents don't even go into the office to use, right? And their business is inconsistent because they aren't getting a flow of lead generation and consumer relationship management database. And the EXP solution helps with that. It starts with a mentality that we are agent owned, agent grown, agent success
Absolutely.
obsessed. We put your
Absolutely.
brand first, Sam. right? Because
Absolutely.
we know
So
it's your legacy you're building. We know at the end of the day, don't you agree? At the end of the day, most clients buy the agent's talent. And if you
absolutely,
move from one
absolutely.
brand to another, you still, hopefully your clients still follow you. I know my clients followed me, right?
Absolutely. So like you rightly said, we're an agent first model, and it shows in our branding also. So if it is Sam Chopra or if it's Tom Truong, we're going to say Sam Chopra EXP
That's right.
or Tom Truong EXP. It's agent first.
Yeah.
We co-brand, and God forbid if you choose to leave EXP or EXP decides that you should not continue with it,
Right.
you still have your brand to work with.
You
And you
still
just
take
walk
it with
away,
you.
just take
Yep.
the three letters away, and
Yep.
you can still work. And that's a very powerful thing that you have. The
It's
second is
transportable. Yep.
commission delays and unclear payments. Now, in India, we have a problem that at times developers, and most of them are respectfully very honorable, but there are a lot of them who either delay payments or there is a issue between how much should be paid, not paid, and that issue comes even with between agents and between brokers and agents. Now, because EXP handles the invoicing, the entire processing and the payment is controlled. The collection is controlled by EXP, and as a result, a company listed on the Nasdaq, uh, a listed organization, it stands behind you when it comes to invoicing and collecting your payments, and therefore there's resilience and there is sort of sense of security that the money will come through, and the developer is not going to delay it, or another agent is not going to delay it, and everything is in writing. And of course, the money then comes through, and we pass it on immediately to the agent. So that's the second thing. The third is, and that's what you're going to be talking about eventually, no retirement to passive income. Now, we obviously have this huge thing with the revenue share and the equity. So, this business has three kinds of payouts. One, of course, is the split that you get, which in our case is 75% for you and 25%, which goes in a different way, which, of course, will be shared, discussed by Tom in detail, and some equity options that he's going to be talking about that you actually get
Yep.
of the listed company. The fourth is training and mentorship. EXP provides you that. You get it from your own yourself. It's great. There are institutes, there are various places that you can get in. Our associations are great, whether it's NAR or your local association, they give training also. But so do we give training. And there is live on demand global training available as you want, when you want. Then, of course, the cost of space and staff. You don't need to have an office at EXP. We have tie-ups with Regus, or you can work from home, you can work from cafes, work from anywhere basically. That's a huge advantage that we give you. Then, of course, the what about leads, listing mandates, etc. We have an opportunity to get you leads through various listing portals that we are working with, various social media. We have something called Brand Boost, which we will talk at some point of time on, where we subsidize your personal promotion, your listing promotion, and all of that. The next is we've got huge technology benefits. We're probably one of the few companies that are on the metaverse. We have a
Yep.
cloud powered virtual reality selling in tech driven operations, which is phenomenal, which almost nobody in the on the planet has. Then the other thing is that most agents work on a single state at a time, city or state at a time, because in India, real estate is local. It is, there's a real estate regulatory act which a state follows. Of course, in the US also you have the same thing. In India, EXP has the real estate regulatory act license in 17 states. So you become an agent in one state, but you can freely work in all the other 16 that we are registered in, and we pay the license fee. We take charge of that, and you don't need to even pay that. That's a beautiful thing that which you probably don't have in the US, but we have here,
Yeah.
which is phenomenal. That we have the opportunity. You don't need to get licensed in all the other states. You can license in your. You don't even have to license your own state because you're the agent and we're the broker and we're actually licensed.
And Sam, as far as I know, that is revolutionizing the India real estate industry as we speak, right? Is any
Absolutely.
other company or brokerage doing that right now? Or any other independents out there licensed in all 17 states in India?
No, to the
No.
best of my knowledge, almost nobody is.
That's
Yeah, and I,
exactly among many things. That is a huge thing, right? You said in your opening line, agents can work across borders, and that's what I've leveraged over the past seven and
absolutely,
a half years that I've done here.
absolutely.
Yep,
Not only across state borders, but across global borders, 28
that's right.
countries at the bare minimum. And then, of course, this is really the value proposition that we have today. If you see, we have, um,
That's a
we
lot of technology there, Sam.
lot of technology. We use Slack, which is a huge enterprise communication tool. We've got EXP University. We've got Regus, which is the office, co-working space that we give you. We give you Canva Enterprise. We give you a CRM, which is very famous in India called Sell.do. Brand Boost is our advertising and social media subsidy that we give. 99 Acres is a listing platform. Home Hunter is again another platform. Housing.com is again another, and so many others. As we go along, there are a lot of training, a lot of technology that we offer.
Hey, Sam, got a question for you.
Yeah,
So
please.
this slide right here shows so much technology, right? It's
Yeah.
cutting edge tools, as you said. I'm curious if an agent were work, and if I own an independent agency, or I worked for an independent agency, or even franchise in India for a moment, and I wanted to go out and get access to all of these tools. Slack is out there, Regis is out there, Canva, Sell, Do, Brand Boost, 99 Acres, HomeHunterHousing.com. How much would I have to pay?
So beautiful,
Approximately
beautiful,
monthly.
beautiful question. Let me just tell you that while we charge 2,500 rupees a month
Yeah.
to
To get
align with
access to
us,
all this.
access to all this and more, to build your own career, to rebuild your career, to enhance your career.
Yeah.
We charge that amount. And this, according to me, and I may be wrong, but according to me, is about 20 to 30 times
Yeah.
in terms of value. Just this.
That.
If you take a Real Estate Regulatory Act license in 17 states,
Yep.
and to have offices in these 17 states.
Right.
Now, somebody might say, I don't want to have offices in so many, I want them in two. But you still
Right.
need an office, still need to buy a license,
That's right.
you still need to renew, you still need to train yourself, etc., etc. But let's say you remove that also, and just this, it'll still be at least 10 times what you're
That's
paying.
That's
So
right.
there
I
is
want to
huge
make sure we
opportunity.
point that out, right? So agents
Absolutely.
really understand. This is not the entry level of Canva. It is not the entry level of these brands. I mean, of these technology. It is the best of the best that we provide our agents, because again, we want to give our agents the best tools and support to get out there and grow. I got another
Absolutely.
question for you, Sam. So every company today says, "Hey, I offer technology, right? I offer support." They say it all the time, right? But so many times agents feel up ending alone, feeling alone, right? They're feeling overwhelmed with too much technology, too much platforms. What makes EXP's India's tools and support truly different?
Well, I think the biggest thing is, at least I tell people, I'm not even giving you off. It's not my job to give you technology. If you want to take it, it's not my job to give you services as well. A lot of these things, a national association or a local association will give you. Take it from them,
Right.
pay a fee and take it from them. And we're part of the associations and we love them. And I like I said, I've held top spots with them. So no conflict there. What I provide, what EXP India provides, is an option to enhance your career. So this is not about services or products that I'm giving you. It's an option to enhance your career, develop your career, grow your career. So it's that which builds and brings profitability.
That's right.
It's the option to go exponential. Like I say, go exponential with Sam. That's the opportunity I'm giving you. Forget all of this. This anybody can take. And it's only money that this is only about spending some money or less money.
Right.
But what about the opportunity to you get to grow exponentially, to go exponential? That's
And we're
what we
gonna and we're gonna get into that. So there's a question in the
Of course.
chat. Can anyone invite their clients to these offices, workplaces, and Regis and spaces in different
Yes, you can.
locations? Yes.
Absolutely. You can get them. You can get normally one person at a time is what you can get. But if you need more, then you need to book a room. For that, you'll have to pay. Otherwise, you have an open seat every day that you want to go, 5 days a week. You have an office over there.
Yeah.
Go to the Regus or Spaces or whatever nearest to you, or if you're traveling. I'm in Hyderabad today because we
Yeah.
have an event tomorrow. I'm going to talk about it later, but I'm in my hotel room, and if I want to go to the Regus office tomorrow or day after, I will do that, and I don't
Yeah.
have to pay anything for it. Yeah, so
And
you
you
can
can
pick
and you can
anyone.
invite your clients. You can invite me as a guest to come meet with you there, right? Have coffee, high
Absolutely,
speed Wi-Fi. Yep.
absolutely, absolutely. You said it.
Yep.
So
Awesome.
now, before we move to Tom and his story, I'm going to talk about a couple of things that we are doing, some initiatives of EXP in India. I call them the three pillars, and I'm going to talk about these three pillars very briefly and ask you to, if you have possibly a pen or something, note down or use your phone digitally, just it. And this is for all of you who are on the chat. Pick this up and please attend them. Use this for your benefit. We do talk about EXP, so that's important. I want to let you know, but this is not only a pitch for EXP. We talk a bit about EXP, quite a bit actually, but we also talk about your own upskilling, enhancing your knowledge and motivation to be better than what you are today. We don't say we know everything, but we at least try our best to give you whatever we can. So there is a little bit of EXP, and there's a little bit of how you can upskill yourself and how can you motivate yourself. And we get in role models every time. And just to let you know, we've had people that keep coming. We had Video Savvy, who's a very famous video influencer earlier. We had Ravi Kumar, who's a great a technologist. He's got a real estate or a prop tech platform that he's working on. We had Jason. Jason is a realtor who has and an EXP realtor that who has a team which has offices in 18 countries across the globe. And now we've got Tom, who's going to give you a lot of stuff about who he is and what he does. And then the next one is going to be we're going to have Natalie from Chicago, and she's going to be talk. She's South American, I believe, Peruvian, and she is going to talk about what how they're building the business, how she came, a migrant came in again into Chicago, and she's built the business, and she's going international. She runs her own podcast series, etc., etc. And the next one, and of course, this goes on till I've already got bookings till Christmas, by the way. And if anybody wants to come into the show, is most welcome. But the the next one, who's a big one, a big draw, I've already got over 200 reservations, registrations for him, is Felix Bravo. Felix on the 17th of September is going to be doing an episode with us, and he is the managing director of EXP International. So he runs the entire international business in 27 countries out of the 28. So that's how large he is, and it'll be a pleasure to meet him. Young, dynamic individual. So we're going to hear him also next. So this is the first pillar of our business is the podcasts. We're trying to talk about the brand, build the brand, enhance your understanding about not only EXP, but about what the real state of real estate is. So that is what we have as the next one. And then, of course, as we go ahead, we have the next two, which are equally important. We have Adam Day. Adam Day is somebody who brought in EXP only about 7 years ago into the UK. And today, let me tell you, EXP is the largest real estate agency in the United Kingdom, just in a matter of 7 odd years. All kudos to Adam. And Adam, of course, is now heading Europe, and even India is under him. So that is how large he's grown in a period of 7 years, done some phenomenal work. He's going to be talking about how and what and how to grow and various other things. Nearer to the day, we'll share the topic. And finally, on the 1st of October, this is the September show basically that I'm sharing with you. And you can actually scan this to register, so it'll be a lot easier than doing whatever else you do. On 1st of October, we have the Chief Marketing Officer of EXP, Wendy Forrest, who's going to be talking about, again, how to promote yourself, how to promote the business, and what is the vision at EXP. So these are the people that are going to come to you. That's the first pillar. I'm going to rush through. The second is the developer road shows that we're doing. We're doing domestic road shows all across the country. We had a fantastic one that we held in Delhi last Saturday on the 30th of August, and the rest of them are right here. We had about 10 different developers from across the country come in and present. We got in about 100 odd agents and prospects. And the good news is we had 12 interests to sign up and join EXP. We have one, I'm in Hyderabad because we have one tomorrow in Hyderabad. So if any one of you is from Hyderabad, please come and connect with us. And of course, a week later in Pune, a week later in Bangalore, and a week later in Mumbai. And in between this, I'm in London at a convention called A Place in the Sun, a conference from the 19th to the 21st. If you would like to attend that, or if you have friends or family that would like to pick anything up there, please do join me. The beauty of these road shows is that you are able to connect with developers. So a lot of developers are coming in, they volunteer to come in for these events. There's, like 10 came in Delhi. There are a lot of those coming into Hyderabad tomorrow, and of course in the other cities from all across the country. So come and attend those if you are able to. That'll be great. And then of course, rushing through, the next one is the international road shows. We're doing 3 road shows across the globe. Trip 1 is in September. We're going to Birmingham, Manchester, and London. Trip 2 goes onto the East Coast, all the way from down Miami to Boston, and then goes central to Chicago and Toronto. And the third one starts with Miami again, goes to Houston, where there is a convention, and Dallas, Phoenix. It goes westwards all the way to the Bay Area, and we leave from San Francisco back to India. So now each one of these has a large event as an anchor. The first trip has A Place in the Sun, which has about 15,000 people coming in. The second one has the Miami EXP Con, which is again something promoted by us. We have a huge national convention. And of course, this is going to be my first time because I'm new over here. But I believe there are about almost the same number, about 15 odd thousand or 10 to 15,000 people that come in and attend. I may be wrong in the numbers, but I believe it should be around that number.
It's a lot of people.
It's a
More
lot of
than
people.
you'll be able to have time to meet everyone.
And of course, the third one is called NAR Next, which is in Houston. Last year it was in Boston, and I had the pleasure and honor of meeting Tom there. So yeah, Tom, we met there the first time. That's how I got drawn into EXP. Thanks to Tom, by the way. So this is what we have in terms of the 3 pillars: podcast, domestic roadshows, international roadshows. I have shared with you, and I'm going to run ahead because I don't want to steal the thunder from Tom, but this is our rev share. Tom's anyway going to talk about this, but there's no royalty, no fees, no franchise fees, no desk or office rent, post capping, and Tom is going to talk about the capping. You get 100% of the money goes to yourself, and the split we've already spoken about earlier. So that is what pretty much we have.
Well, Sam, go back to that slide for a second.
Okay.
I want to comment something. It's pretty important for agents to really understand this. Yeah, it's got to be really important. So in India, most agents are used to very complicated splits, right? And not only are there splits that they advertise, usually it's like 50-50, if I'm right, for most brokerages, right?
Absolutely.
50 to the brokerage, 50 to the agent. Here, it's 75% to the agent and 25% to the company. And wait until we talk about revenue share, because the company only needs half of that 25%. So it gets even better. And then not only that, but then after you get your split, let's say 50-50, from what I understand, aren't there hidden charges as well? So by the time the agents get their check, a big chunk of their earnings has been paid out to franchise fees and office costs and all these fees that aren't transparent.
Absolutely. In
On
fact,
this
I was
slide, it is what it
interviewing.
is. We show what we have and there's no hidden charges, right?
Absolutely, Tom. In fact, let me tell you, Tom, I was interviewing two people, different people between yesterday and today,
Yeah.
um, to bring on as territory managers to look after territories in two different cities, and both of them said that the reason they wanted to leave was because they were having to give, they were having to foot, other than the infrastructure, the marketing costs, the people that are under them, etc. All of them, 50% they were sharing, which is ridiculous, which is really
Yeah.
high. And
Right.
that's what we're saying, that we don't do anything of that.
And
But
they pay 50% and they can never graduate to 75% or even
no,
100% commission split. We have a cap, meaning, once you reach a certain amount of sales volume for that anniversary year, you graduate to 100%. That's
absolutely.
truly being your own boss within a system
Yeah,
that supports you to do that, right?
absolutely, absolutely. And we're going to hear more of that from you very
Yeah.
soon.
Yep.
But before I close, so the next question, but obviously, is who all can join us? Very simple. While there's a lot of qualification in terms of what you've done and how long have you served in the real estate industry, because we need preferably people who are experienced, who are committed. But the three things that we don't compromise on, which I call the HIT philosophy, HIT, honesty, integrity, and transparency. If you have that, join us. If you don't have that, uh, you know, probably this is not meant for you. So that is something which, I always make it a point to share with everybody. And with that,
Well, hold on. Go back to the slide. I do have a comment for you here. Go back. You can't
okay.
get the way too fast. I do have. I feel like I'm interviewing you, man. So you
You
said
are
you said this
absolutely,
is
and you
not.
have the right to do that.
You've got to hit it, right? You got to be honest. You got to have integrity. You got to have transparency. So, like you said, it's not for everyone, right? Why is that? Because in India, you can actually, in some states you don't even need a license, so you can just join any brokerage, right? But where there is an
Absolutely.
exclusivity. Why is that so important? And why not just let every agent join and grow the numbers quickly by recruiting?
See, the whole point is, people have to look up to you, whether they're your agents, or they are the developers that you're working with, or
Yep.
they're the clients that you're working with. And if they can't look up to you, then you're probably in the wrong business. And for that reason, all three of them are equally important: honesty, integrity, and transparency. The people need to know that your corporate policy, your company policy, your ethics are in place. If they're not, nobody wants to deal with you, because this business is about trust and
Yeah.
selling. When you sell something, you don't sell a product or a service, because people don't know what the product and service is till they've used it. What you're selling is their trust in you. And
That's
if you
right.
belie that because of lack of conforming to any of these three, that sale is not going to go through. And if it goes through, you're going to have some litigation, some complications, some compliance issues later on.
I love it. We've
Yeah.
got comments in the chat saying I want to join the EXP already. So I love that. Make sure you reach out to Sam Chopra and you can find me
Absolutely.
as
And
well and help. We'll both help you get going and grow your business.
absolutely. And there you go. You have on the left of the screen, you have a QR code which has me on social media. So all my links on social media, whether it's LinkedIn, whether it's Insta, etc. It even has my email ID. So please pick it up from there. And on the right, what you have is uh, the EXP website. You take that QR code as well and go through it, see the videos in it, see the presentations that I've put on that. And if you like us, talk to me directly also. Send me an email. I'll reach out to you. I'm very hands on and I love meeting people. And I'd be happy to help you and work closely with you, as would my entire team would work with you, actually. Okay.
All right.
So that's pretty much from my end. And what I'm going to do now is, I think I've taken a lot of time. And to be fair to Tom, I need to stop sharing this.
Yeah.
And I don't know where the There are two Sam Chopras I just noticed.
I think the other one is your executive assistant logged in as you.
Absolutely. But he
Yeah,
looks smarter than me, whoever he is. It's probably a well-trimmed beard photograph.
that's
Uh,
right.
but Tom, I think, firstly, thank you so much for assisting us till here. But I want to know, before we start, I want you to give a synopsis of that story. I had goosebumps when I
Yeah,
heard you speak at one of the events, and I saw it only in YouTube, but I can
right.
imagine people came there and heard you.
Thank
I'm
you.
telling you, they must have been mesmerized. There must have been some people like me who had goosebumps,
Yeah,
and some people who probably had tears in their eyes. I think it was amazing. Your story is so fascinating. And I
thank
think
you.
that story itself is the golden nugget that they can pick up. Forget everything else that we've spoken and what we'll speak later. But over to you now, Tom.
Okay.
We're all ears.
Sure. I've probably told that story no more than a dozen times in my life. Because it means a lot to me. It's very personal to me, and here it is.
It
By the way, the YouTube video that you found, that was in Dallas, and it was a build event. I just hosted a build here in Boston, and there were 5,000 people, sold out auditorium with another 1,000 people watching in an overflow auditorium.
I
And
can
I
only
was the
imagine.
primer for Tony Robbins.
Oh wow! Oh wow! 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 So there
There
you
were
go.
20
But
speakers that weekend.
yeah, he must have had a tough time to up the game. You're already raised the bar, so it was tough for him. I can assure you that.
So I'll tell you, growing up, Sam, I was always the entrepreneur. 8 kids. I'm one of 8 kids. I'm the third youngest. And in my mom, in the Asian culture, you guys understand this, and most cultures, I should say. I want you to go to school, study hard, get a good job, get a master's degree, a PhD, an MBA, and go out and do well, right? And do well. And I wasn't that kid. I graduated second from the bottom of the class.
Okay, okay. I was just going to say wow, and there you go.
So I barely made it through, right? And I was an entrepreneur before. There's a couple of years in between my real estate business and my insurance business that I did a lot of things. I invested in restaurants, in laundromats, in dry cleaners, in country clubs, in bagel shops. Believe it or not, I was a serial entrepreneur. I had to find my way. I had to find the thing I was going to be passionate about. Somewhere down the line, I found financial freedom and I found personal freedom through real estate. And the story goes, one day my mom, she retired, and she was living in Houston, Texas, and we all came for a family reunion. And at the wee hour of the night, before she went to bed, I was sitting in her bedroom, and she holds my hand and she goes, "Tom, I'm very proud of you." I'd never heard that from my mom ever in the 49 years I've been alive. She's never said, "I am very proud of you,"
Amazing.
because she always drives. That's a parent. They always drive you. How can you be better? How can you be better? How can you be better? Right?
Yes,
And I understood at that point in time that, when we have a family reunion, I was the first guy that says when, where. I don't have to check with the boss. I don't have to check my bank account. I don't have to check my calendar. I'm there because family comes first. And she
absolutely.
recognized that. Okay. And she goes, "Do me a favor. Promise me one thing." My mom's a giver. She's the type of woman who would walk down the street, at least in the US, and she'd pick up a can and she'd, not for herself, but she'd pick up cans. And she worked 2 full-time jobs, by the way, blue collar, cleaning hospital beds and toilets and restaurant dishwasher to raise 8 kids as an immigrant here in the United States, Vietnamese immigrant. But she would pick up these cans and she would bring it back to the recycling center. She'd turn it in for 5 cents, 10 cents, and she'd send it back to Vietnam to help with the blind. And she goes,
Amazing. Amazing. I
right,
love that. I love that.
right,
Very touching.
okay.
Yeah.
And she goes, "If you can do me one promise, is to help at least 100 people become personally and financially free the way you have become financially free with your talents and your knowledge and your skill set." Of course, what am I going to say? I said yes. But at that point in time, Sam, I had no way of doing it. I had no way of helping people. right, to help 100 people. My way of helping people was to personally guarantee a business. And then when the business went south, I went south and I lost money and I lost my credit at the same time. It wasn't a short time later. Something
Right.
happened. A short time later, I got the call to find EXP. And when I understood the platform at EXP, that this platform is agent grown and we can help other agents across the world become financially free and personally free, I was all in. And I've been all in for 7.5 years. And this platform is helping me do that, fulfill my promise to my mother. And then
Phenomenal.
2 weeks later, she passed.
Oh my God.
I did not know
I'm
that
so
two
sorry.
weeks
I'm
later,
so
she
sorry.
passed. Yeah. But, I'm pretty sure she's
She,
proud of
she
me today.
she would be she, I'm sure, is very proud of you. And let me tell you that she probably knew in her heart that she was leaving, and she had to give that message to you so that you could go into the world and do some good. And I think you've done a lot of it. And
Thank you.
what's honestly, it's still, I just got goosebumps once again.
Thank
So
you.
thank
Yeah.
you for telling us this. And Tom, another question that I have is that 7.5 years is all you've been
That's
in
it.
EXP. So
Yes.
in 7.5 years, and I've been telling people, and maybe I'm completely wrong, and if the
Yeah.
tax authorities say otherwise, then my apologies.
It's
But
okay.
I've been telling people that this guy has 1,500 people, give or take a few,
Yeah.
in his
In
downline,
my revenue share
in his
organization.
revenue share. And to top it, when he's sleeping, and Citibank had that, the
Yeah.
city never sleeps,
Yeah.
that kind of a slug line. I said, when he's sleeping also, somebody out of those 1,500 is earning for him.
Yeah.
And forget what transaction he does on his own, but
Yeah.
these 1,500 people probably are earning him. And that was my guesstimate.
Yeah.
And I'd be probably totally wrong, so don't hold me by it. But
Yeah.
I said he's probably earning a passive income from them
Yeah.
of about $100,000 a month
Yeah.
while he's sleeping, and and he wakes
Yeah.
up to do work or no work, it doesn't matter. But that's his retirement, that's his provident fund, that's his pension fund. That's mind-boggling. So
Yeah.
correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I'm
I'll
telling you
share with you.
wrong.
Yeah. So EXP has 7 levels of revenue share. All
Yeah,
right. So what is revenue share? And I'll answer your question. I gotta frame it for everybody to understand.
of
Revenue
course.
share is when the company, our compensation plan, if you remember the previous slide, is 75% to the agent, 25% to EXP. Of the 25% to the company, we take half of it and we cover all of our expenses. We pay the staff, we cover the tools, the training, the support, the systems, EXP World, all of the above. And then what we do is we take the other 12.5% and we divvy it up in 7 levels of revenue share. It's basically the ability for any agent to come in here and build their business, build a brokerage, build a team within this platform brokered by EXP. Think of it like this. In India, there's 3 companies that I think are very popular where it's agent owned, where it's employee owned, right? Amul is the large dairy cooperative owned by millions of milk producers, right? It's one of India's
Absolutely.
best known consumer brands. I think you guys know that. And it stands as a leading example of cooperative enterprises, right? And so India Coffee House is also owned by the workers there, right? So,
Absolutely.
so when you own a company and you get to share in the revenues and the profits, it makes a big difference. At EXP,
Absolutely.
it's the same thing. We own the company. If you qualify, honesty, integrity, and transparency, and Sam decides to hire you, you now, as soon as you close your first transaction, you get stock in the
Absolutely.
publicly traded company on the NASDAQ. EXPI is a ticker symbol. As soon as you cap, you get more stock. That's real value. Every agent that you introduce this business to and you help them become productive, they close their first transaction, they get stock. You also get stock, and there's no limit on how many agents you can share this business with. So, Sam, yes, in my 7 levels, I have about 1,400 agents, 1,400 agents spread
Wow.
out in about 250 cities across 6 countries. Okay.
250 cities. Wow, that's madness.
I stopped
250
counting about
cities.
3 years ago. It's probably more than that.
Totally.
Okay. I stopped counting.
I love
All
that. I
right.
love
But 250 cities in about 6, not about 6 countries and growing. Right.
Amazing. Amazing.
Natalie, by the way, the woman you're going to interview next week, she's in my revenue share organization. She's my level 5 in.
And I'm also in your revenue share, right?
Yes, you are, sir.
There you go.
Yes, you are. And through co-sponsorship, so is Adam Day.
Oh, look at that. Even Adam. Yeah, of course. Absolutely. Look at that.
Right?
Uh,
And I have agents in my 14th level, but we only pay out on 7 levels. So who knows how many agents in my all the way to 14th, 15th level? Maybe it's 2,000. Who knows? But it doesn't matter. Okay. Yeah. But from a residual income perspective, what happens is when the company takes half of the company dollar, the 12.5%, and they split it up on level 1, you get 17.5% of 12.5. Level 2, you get 20%. Level 3, you get 12.5% until we use up all 100% of the company dollar. Okay. Yes, the residual income
so
for me is
essentially
about
what you,
half what you said, about about $500,000 a year that I earn in my sleep.
I love that. So
Half a
basically,
million
what
US dollars. Yep.
look at that. I love that. I wish I could get that. So essentially,
You
what you're
will
saying,
get that with my help and your help and the people on the call here. We're going to do it together.
absolutely. So what you're saying is 1,400 agents in 6 countries,
Yeah.
250 plus cities.
Yeah.
You are the revenue split, what you've spoken about is 75% goes to that agent,
Mm-hmm.
12.5% goes to the to
Company
EXP
expenses, overhead.
for
Mm-hmm.
company expenses and overheads and God willing some profit.
Yeah.
And yeah, profit is king.
Yes.
And 12.5%, the balance 12.5% is split to your upline,
Yep.
which goes 17 and a half, 12, etc., etc.
Yep.
To 7 layers. Basically, the 7 layers get 12.5% completely.
Yep.
Nothing is, there's no residual out of that. That entire money is
We
spread
pay it out every single month. We
every
promise
single
to pay
month.
out half of the company dollar every month, like clockwork.
There you go. So 12 and a half. So over a period of time, that 12.5%, because if I have an upline, then obviously I'll build a downline also.
Yeah.
So my downline, 7 layers at least, will give me
Yeah.
12, that entire 12.5%, or probably more, God willing,
Yeah.
because if they're better than me, then even more.
It is more because you okay said stock. Stock adds up, adds it to even more than 12 and a half.
Okay. So, which means that I don't even get 75, I don't get 87 and a half. I actually
Yeah.
get maybe over 100%
You
if
get a
if
net
I'm lucky.
effective split of more than 100%. I pay in the United States, I pay $85 per month to participate, right? In India, you guys pay 2,050 rupees to participate, right?
2,500 rupees. Yeah. And you pay
Right?
only 85. So you're telling me that by paying
I get
85,
50,000 when I invest $85.
so you're telling me that you put in $85 every month and you get $50,000 every month.
Yeah, someone who's really good at math, do that math and put it in the chat. What is the return on investment now? And that excludes my sales production. I'm still an active sales agent. I
Yeah.
just put a listing on today. I put on a rental today. We closed a $1.8 million deal last week. I'm still actively selling and running a sales organization here.
So this is
In
this is
on top of, yeah.
wow. This is the cherry. Actually, that is the cherry. This is your cake's already there
Yeah.
on a month. I love that. I'd love to
And
be able
by the way,
to.
Sam, it is willable. It is willable. So all this income that we build, you and I build one day, will pass on to someone in our family or a nonprofit, as long as someone has a real estate license, at least in the United States. Revenue share is paid out in the form of referral income. Here's another way to think about it. Real estate agents understand referral business, right? I
Of
live in
course.
India. I have somebody who lives in Chicago. I'm going to call my Chicago EXP agent and refer a listing, a buyer in Chicago. And the agent in Chicago helps your family buy a house in Chicago, and they send you a referral commission check. Let's call it 25% of the gross income. So that's a referral for a listing. But here, if you refer an agent, we will pay you a percentage of that agent's revenue share for the rest of their life that they sell real estate with EXP in currently 27 countries.
Thank you. This is like madness. This is
So,
madness.
you
Uh,
know, go get a listing, get paid once. Go get an agent who is productive, get paid forever as long as that agent is in the system, and they'll forever be tied to you, regardless of whether they move from Mumbai to New Delhi, to Chicago, to Texas, to Dallas, to Boston. They stay in your organization.
I love that. I love that. Let me just give you another mind-boggling thing. We've got a lady on the chat who says that your ROI
58,000%. Thank you, Aroma.
58,724%.
Aroma, that smells sweet.
That really smells sweet. Absolutely. Yeah, this is like crazy. I mean, and that is the passive income, by the way. It's
Yes.
not what you're working hard on. I mean, this is
Yeah, it
crazy.
is passive. Well, let me just make something clear.
Okay.
It is work. In other words, I'm on here supporting you, and lucky for me, I have to pinch myself that I get paid to do this, right? This is not even a job for me, right? But I
Right.
love it because I want to do well and do good. I want to continue to fulfill that promise to my mother to help a lot
Right.
of people become financially successful. And Sam, when you bring in people, guess what? When you bring when if you're an audience and you're listening and you name Sam Chopra as your sponsor, because you have to have a sponsor at EXP, along with Sam Chopra, you get Carmen Chong. You get who you haven't met yet. Maybe one day you bring Carmen on. She's the
Of
CEO
course.
of the Asian Real Estate Association of America global organization. You get Adam Day. Adam
Yeah.
Day is in the organization, so
Felix.
he's the big daddy
Yeah.
of global growth, right? And you get me, and you get my wife, and you get all of us to support you globally. That is just mind-boggling.
Yeah, yeah. No, absolutely, absolutely. No, thank you very much for canvassing for me also. I'm sure a lot of people will make me sponsors, but more importantly, they all are in awe of you right now. And it's really crazy. But let me ask you a question. Where does the money come from to pay out this revenue share? This is a huge amount that is going.
Yeah, yeah,
If you're getting $50,000 and so many people like yourself are getting $50,000,
sure.
where does it come from?
Remember, it's coming from that 25, half of the 25% that the company takes in.
So that 12 and a half is essentially,
That's
which
where the
gives
revenue
you
share
so much
pool
of
comes
money.
from.
Oh my God. But that's a huge
Exactly.
amount of money.
Because we are cloud based, because we are one brokerage literally under the sun. Yeah,
Yeah.
for legal purposes, we have to file corporations here and there, but technically speaking, it all rolls up into one brokerage, and we have massive economies of scale.
Yeah.
It's different from the old model, the old bricks and mortar franchise independent model, where even though you're part of a franchise, you're not interconnected. A franchisor who owns the rights to, let's call it Mumbai, and a franchisor who owns the rights to New Delhi, they each have their own accountant. They each have their own administrator. They each have the transaction coordinator. They have the legal department, marketing department. Those are redundant. You understand? At
Yeah.
EXP, it's all together. So we don't need to operate. We need very small margins to operate at very high profit margins. And we take that difference and we give it back to the agents for tools, training, support systems, stock ownership, revenue share.
Phenomenal. Phenomenal. I'm
Yeah.
actually, floored. I'm amazed, how much can happen. And I just assumed, and so to the best of my knowledge,
Yeah.
you know, what you've achieved in 7.5 years, is it a blip, or can a lot of
Anyone
us
can do it.
do it?
Anyone. Let me break down the numbers for you, Sam. Let me build some belief for you here.
Okay.
Seven and a half years ago, I made the move. I changed, and I said to myself, well, I can keep continuing to trade time for money, meaning go out and make calls and follow up with my leads and get a listing, find a buyer and work with the developer to get a listing, and then go and market that listing and sell it. And then I got to do it all over again, trading time for money. Or let's say if I worked 8 hours a day, instead of spending 8 hours working in my real estate business, why don't I take 2 of the hours out, 6 hours working in my business, and then 2 hours a day working on my business, attracting agents, calling real estate friends of mine in Massachusetts, across the country, through ARIA, through NAR, and finding rock stars across the country. Because when I list a house, I get paid once. I'm going to repeat it so everyone understands. When I list an agent and bring them in, I get paid forever. 2 hours a day, 10 hours a week, 500 hours a year, 3,500 hours in 7 years. And I brought in, on average, 1.5 agent on my level one. Here's the key. Just 1.5 agent on average on my tier one. One of them is Carmen Chong. Those, and now there's about 83 frontline agents. Those 83 spent some time and introduced people. Carmen Chong introduced you, you're my level two. Those 83 have each brought in, let's say, three each. So 3 times 80 is 240 on my level two. Those
Wow.
240 have brought in, let's say, two each, which is 500. And the math adds up, it grows exponentially. I didn't
Wow.
do all the work to bring in 1,400.
83 of them, a lot of hard work on the 83, and you probably mentored them also.
Yes, exactly. And to be
Because if
frank,
you if you
one out, yeah,
you can't make money if you bring in an agent and the guy is sleeping, sleepwalking, doing nothing, doing something else, is
yeah,
part-time,
yeah,
he's not motivated, he's
yeah,
not going to earn any money for you, for himself, or for
yeah,
the entire system.
yeah. So we got to find rock stars, right? You said it earlier. Not everyone qualifies. We've got to find people who are
Absolutely.
really serious about the business because guess what, folks? We are building the best brokerage on the planet. You are hearing it right here, right now, right? EXP India is not number one yet, but one day it will be with Sam's leadership,
I'm
with
sure.
Adam Day's leadership. If I can help it, we're gonna get EXP India to be number one day. You're hearing it right here, right now, because we're building a superstar, rock star team here, an all-star team. If you think you're an all-star, you make sure you reach out to Sam Chopra and let's get going. It
Thank you very
doesn't
much.
take many.
Absolutely. No, absolutely, rightly said. Tom, I have one more question.
Yeah.
Most of the guys, most of the agents in India
Mm-hmm.
are, and this is just re-emphasizing what you said, but most of the agents are spending time on their own transactions. Like you said, spend 2 hours a day, 10 hours a week, 250 in a year, and all of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're not doing that. And as a result, most of the agents that are coming in
Mm-hmm.
are through podcasts, etc. And and I like I've said, I'm building my own downline. But the fact of
Yes.
the matter is, each agent has a potential to build a downline,
Yes, they
and
do.
if they concentrate on that, you've mentioned, there is this similar story about you know fishing for somebody or else teaching them how to fish.
That's right. We're
Is
teaching how to fish, not giving you a fish. Yeah.
you're not giving it, you're teaching them how to fish. So I think that is very important. And a lot of people ask me this: listen, I'm a fresh agent, I've only been in real estate for 2 years. If I bring somebody in as a downline, then I should know more about the business than him.
No.
And how will I motivate him? So
Yeah.
what do we talk
No,
about?
great question, Sam. No, I mean it's your excitement. It's your excitement that attracts people. And no matter how brilliant you are, doesn't mean you're gonna have a following. I think excitement trumps brilliance
I love that.
because the system, the platform is already brilliant. Your job is just to get someone qualified, excited, ambitious, entrepreneurial to come to us, and then we will help you do that. We will help that person, and you succeed massively. I'll be
So
honest. I don't want to be in a room where I'm the smartest guy. I want to be in a room where I'm the least intelligent guy so I can learn from the rest of the people in that room. And so we
absolutely.
want you to bring the very intelligent people because we have it. We got it all for everybody. So no, yeah, absolutely. Just bring him here and we'll do the work for you. Sam, I'm sure if someone on the call right now says, "Hey, I'm new to the business, but my aunt, my uncle is a developer. He's a real estate agent. He has 12 people working for him. Can you speak to him for me?" What are you going to say, Sam?
Absolutely. Why not? I'd love to do
Absolutely.
that.
And then
Yeah.
you get to be the sponsor, and Sam and I will help you.
Absolutely. So one of the things that, in fact, I've been telling our team members, every Monday morning we have something called a Momentum Monday a meeting, MMM, and we do a 1 hour, 9:30 to 10:30 to kickstart the week. And one of the key things I tell everybody is that these three pillars that I've given you, for example, this podcast. Now, all you need to do is you know each one of them, a lot of them do primary sales as an example. Now when they're doing primary sales, they go to a developer's office to file an application for a client, and they are sitting with about 20, 50, 100 different agents from other companies, independents, franchise, non-franchise, corporate, etc.
That's right.
When they're sitting with them, all they have to tell them is, hey, you know what? There's a roadshow happening in the city. Attend it. Hey, you know what? There's an international roadshow we do. If you care to go, or if your team member wants to go, go with them. Or you know what? There's a podcast every Wednesday from 7 to 8. Why don't
Yep.
you attend it?
That's it.
And that's it. After that, the whatever we speak in that on this podcast in the first 20 minutes, of course, is a pitch on EXP. The rest of it is all substance in terms of understanding more about how real estate is done and how it could also be done.
Right.
And after that, all they have to do is call the guy up the next day and say, hey, did you like what you heard? If you liked it, and if you'd like to join us,
That's right.
then I would love to be your sponsor. So that agent of ours could actually become a sponsor, and he builds his own downline,
That's right.
which is phenomenal. I think that's something which, if all our agents do, this
Yeah.
is going to greatly benefit us. So
your job as an agent, if you want to come join and build a revenue share organization, is you still gotta focus on selling houses. By the way, remember I said 6 hours selling property, 2 hours attraction. You can still do very well with 6 hours of sales, right? Very well, okay, with our training, with our systems. And learn to be a professional inviter. We have scripts for you, right? We have scripts for you to use, and keep it as simple as possible. The most important thing is being excited. But Sam, think about this. You set it up. Go to an event, invite people, leverage your roadshow. As far as I know, I think there's 96,000 agents who's subscribing to RERA, isn't it? 96,000 approximately?
could be close to that, yeah.
Okay. And we're just getting started in India. Well, with 200 agents, maybe how many do we have?
Yeah, less than that. Less than
Less
that.
than that.
Yeah.
Guys,
So you have the first mover advantage. There you go.
exactly. Massive first move advantage. There's
Yeah.
still 96,000 agents that still need to learn about what we are doing. And that is massive opportunities for everyone.
Huge. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, Tom, I would, if you have some further words of wisdom to share, otherwise I'd like to throw this open to
Yeah.
Q&As and questions, chats.
Let's
If you
do Q&A.
and
Yeah.
yeah. So why don't you look at the Q&A and the chats, and
All right.
let's answer a few questions of
Let's do
people.
it.
And if you miss anything, guys, you've already got my QR, you got my email ID. Send me a message, ask for my phone number on the message, or call one of our numbers, our contacts, which you have on the QR code of the company, and we'd be happy to answer any question that you have.
So there's
We
someone
work
out
with
there who's asking for an internship. They're based in Gurugram. Why don't you just reach out to Sam, and you guys can talk offline. Maybe there's some opportunities for you to volunteer and do some work and learn the system while you get your license or while you learn the business. So let's take that offline because we want to know who you are. If you are an ambitious person who wants to be a real estate agent and thrive in this industry, and you can follow this, the training and the tools and the systems, I promise you, you won't be disappointed. We have more training than anyone can humanly handle. Okay, so, all right, this wants to know.
how can I join your organization? There's one, I see one.
Yeah,
Deepak, I'm putting in my email ID below, and what you could do is, there you go. I've sent it ahead. If you have anybody has any questions which remain unanswered here by Tom or me, please send in. To just put in your send an email to me or go to Tom's website and go on that. He
yeah,
sent you his e-card as well, and connect with them. Connect with one of us. Okay.
okay. So how do we split commissions if 3 agents involved? Pretty simple. EXP accounting does it all for you. You just decide amongst yourself how the commission is split. If it's a third, a third, a third, you fill out what we call a commission disbursements authorization. At least in the United States, that's what we call it. And you just tell them, hey, I get a third, she gets a third, he gets a third, and we pay out directly to all 3 agents that way. Okay. What other questions do I have here? Third year, but still interest. Yeah, it's okay. If you want to chase a career, if you want to build a real estate career, go ahead and reach out to us. Okay. Fees involved, we talked about that already. Monthly, it's to be involved with this platform is 2,050 rupees per month. And like Sam said, you are getting about 20 times the value on a monthly basis, at least 20x, for all of the tools and technology that we provide you. Okay. Do we get leads? We have systems that help you generate quality leads. We have training programs that help you generate quality leads. And perhaps if you join and then another agent needs help to cover an open house, to cover a showing, to cover a listing, and while they're on vacation, we're with the kids, of course, then you can work with one another and share leads. So that's how we would do that. Okay. How can you join? I think just reach out to Sam Chopra and we will get you going with that. Okay.
Absolutely.
So that was the Q&A. And let me look over to the chat. I think, yep, Ayush put the link in for Sam for everybody. I think we're good, Sam. Let me close with this. Sam, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for having me on the show. It's my honor. I've been looking forward to this show. I want to thank you for your contributions to the real estate industry. I know you're a massive contributor to the National Association of Realtors, not just India, but globally. You're a leader. I love your entrepreneurial spirit. I love this show. I'm going to tune in as often as possible. By the way, I just messaged my executive assistants to make sure she adds you to our road show. If you wanted to know where I travel, and now pretty soon where Sam travels, as long as Sam wants to share his schedule with us, you go to rockthecomma.com. Okay,
rockthecomma.com.
rockthecomma.com.
I love the name.
That means we
And the
want
comma
to
must be to add zeros to it, right?
That's
Not
right.
zeros, triple
To get
X.
you to 1,000 agents in India, and then to get each of you to 1,000 agents in your revenue share organization. That's my goal.
I love that. I love that. Rock the comma.
Rock the comma. All right. So we're going to have Sam Chopra, his travel schedule on there. You'll see my travel schedule. I sponsored the EXP commercial president, James Huang. You'll see his schedule on there. A lot of rock stars are on there. If we're doing roadshow, we do it to help you, the audience.
Fantastic.
So follow us, meet us in the cities, come up and say hello to us. If I'm an event, usually, after I speak on stage, people just come up to me. It gets crowded, but please invest the time. Just wait 5-10 minutes. I will come and say hello to you.
Amazing, amazing. This is I'll let me tell you, rock the comma is something which we will go all out for. And I'm going to take this up. Can I steal the statement rock the comma and use it?
1,000%. As a matter of fact, I have a shirt. When I see you in Miami, I'm gonna have a nice shirt that has a Rock the Comma emblem logo for you.
I would love that. Thank you very much in advance for that. I'm looking forward to it. And guys, firstly, thank you very much. I know we've overstayed 20 minutes over, but I'm sure you've enjoyed every bit of it. You have a lot of questions that we've answered. I just saw this message. One of the leading real estate franchisees in India not doing well in India, and then many broker offices closing fast. So I'm fear if I join again, this happens. Sam is understanding. Oh yeah, of course. Rakesh is a dear friend who's in a company that I was in earlier, which I co-founded with my wife in India and grew.
Yeah.
Of course, Tom, you know the company name. I don't like taking names. And some of my best friends are in that company globally. And I have a lot of respect for them. But of course, what is better, and EXP is better right now. And I have no qualms in saying that.
Allow me to answer
give me
that
a call
question.
whenever you want. Yeah.
Allow me to help answer that question. So there are many franchise models that are just the old way of doing business. And the reason they're shutting down, guys and gals, is it's an old model. It's like you can't make a bicycle go 60 miles an hour. No matter how well you oil the bicycle, no matter how well you do it, the infrastructure, the foundation cannot be changed. You got to tear it down and rebuild it again. Every new brokerage, real estate brokerage globally that's coming on the scene now are duplicating, replicating what we at EXP have been doing since 2009. They are doing three things, everybody, three things. Number one, if they don't give away equity ownership, they don't have a model, because agents understand at the end of the day, it's we, the agents, who build the brand, who have the clients. So you got to give away ownership, equity. Okay. And the old franchise model, they can't do it because it's franchise. The franchise owner owns the franchise, not the agents. Number two is they have to share in the company dollar, revenue sharing, right? If I'm going to build something, I want to make sure I share in the ups and the downs, but mostly the ups. Okay, so that's number two. And then number three is it's got to be a global operation. The world is getting smaller. People travel and people move. Like it or not, people get relocated, right? And so we want to be able to build an international business and all platforms that are being launched now duplicate what EXP is doing, and that hopefully answers your question. Those people who are in those franchises, guess what? They didn't quit. They're not going to quit real estate. For most, the good ones aren't going to quit. They're going to find a new home, and I welcome you to come here. Our doors are open. This can be your new home.
Absolutely, absolutely. What somebody's spoken about focus. He says that if I go global, since real estate is hyper local, am I going to lose out on my business in some way or the other? The messages, can too much focus on global expansion risk diluting the support for agents who need hyper local expertise? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah. Well, it depends on how well you are set up, how well your systems are set up. Of course, if you can't add something without taking something away, but that is half true. You can add something while you build a team to manage the work that you have so that you don't lose anything.
Absolutely,
What stops
absolutely.
you
Very nice.
from hiring an agent to handle your business and share in the local business? And then as your local business continues to grow, what stops you from adding the second agent, the third, the fourth, if you can dream big, the 100th agent, while you help to expand globally, right? We have leaders of countries who have the same 24 hours as you do. How well you manage that is up to you and up to us to coach you how to do it.
Absolutely, absolutely, Tom. And I have to tell you this: I met an agent today who runs the business by himself. He is about 20 kilometers from here, and I was talking to him about a project, and I said, "Are you doing this project, which is near the airport?" And he said, "It's my home is 30 kilometers from there, so I can't go all the way, and therefore I'm not doing that project." And I said, "Hey, do you have how many people in your downline?" He said, "None." So I said, "Why don't you get one person first in your
Yeah,
downline,
yeah,
set up a satellite office in a Regus near the airport,
yeah.
and then that guy can be there if he's based there, he stays there. 30 kilometers, you don't have to travel every day, but
That's
he's
right.
going to be part of your team and he's going to do business for you."
That's right.
So, you have to build opportunities out of all of this.
That's right. And you learn to leverage as well, right? And the answer is, so how do I have a large organization and still have a great lifestyle and have freedom? Well, I have support. I have four executive assistants who work for me. They work for me around the clock. All right. And they're very happy to get compensated to help me do the business that I do, right? And then, of course, locally, I have a sales organization. I also have a sales organization all over the world. So if I ever have a lead in India, guess who I'm going to call? Sam Chopra's team.
Absolutely, absolutely. And probably one of the last questions then we need to pack up because it's almost
Yeah,
one and a half
we're
hours,
way over. Hey,
way
we
over the
still got a lot
time.
of people sticking in there, Sam. You got 50 participants so
Yeah, yeah,
far.
yeah.
We
The
appreciate you guys
50 people.
staying on. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, guys. Let's call this the last question. Share revenue is powerful, or revenue share is powerful, but can it ever create a culture where recruiting overshadows actually serving clients? So I'll give a short one, and then you take over,
Yeah.
Tom.
Yeah.
I believe that this is all about delegation, and if you know and we've already got a request for one more session with you, Tom, by the way. But let me finish this one first. So if we learn the art of delegation, and if we learn the art of training our downline and the people in our team then you are not diluting your service to your clients, because you recruit, you recruit people like yourselves. You
Yeah,
recruit people who have the same belief, they have the same gut and passion like yourself. You give them the same training, you give them the same empathy for your clients. If you can do all of that, then I believe nothing is going to get diluted.
that's right.
Okay. So over to you, Tom.
Yeah,
Some last words for this gentleman, and of course,
sure.
overall, let's
Great.
let's
It's a
close it.
great question. It's a great question. Where I can see where that might become a concern. But here's the deal. Every family, start with the family unit, recruits. I recruited my wife, and then I convinced her to have kids, and then my kids are out dating, so they're recruiting their spouses. And one day, one of the spouses is going to recruit the other one to have kids. And so it starts at the basic family unit. Everybody recruits. That's human nature. Now every corporation recruits. We had one of the first calls on this. One of the first questions is, can I have an internship with you?
There you go.
Every organization, every company, if they're growing, they have to recruit. From the local coffee shop to the supermarket to the taxi cabs to Uber to Lyft to Amazon to Apple to all the great companies recruit. Recruiting is not a dirty word. It is a great word, because when we recruit, hopefully every organization that is growing is recruiting more talent, better talent. And that's how we all grow. Now, if you're a company and you aren't recruiting, you're dying. You're on your way out.
Go forth and multiply. Absolutely. And Tanveer, yes, you can attend the roadshow. All of you can attend all the roadshows that we have across the country and across the globe. Like I said, message us, and we would love to have you. We'll register you and we'll bring you in. Even those that are in Hyderabad and wish to attend, we're at the Radisson Hotel in Gachibowli, and it's between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. tomorrow morning. You're all welcome. If you're in like I said, in Hyderabad, then again on the 9th in Pune, on the 16th in Bangalore, and then on the 25th in Mumbai. So if you guys are there, and of course 19th to the 21st in London, in Birmingham. If you guys are there, I'd love to meet you in person, shake your hands, and I will talk to you about how to get exclusive mandates, about how to work with us, introduce you to other developers, and explain the EXP model in greater detail at that point. Thank you very much, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much, Tom. Thank you to my team members, my colleagues, who've actually partnered and built this whole event for us. This is like a huge event. We take about, we take it very seriously. We take about 5 days to build this whole thing every week. So you can imagine 5 man days every week. There's a lot of time spent because we do some research on everything that we're talking about. And believe it or not, a lot of kudos and, you know, applauding my entire team at EXP India. Thank you very much. And of course, Tom and his team who supported us a lot in this. Thank you, guys.
All right. Bye bye, everybody.
Bye bye. Take
Thanks,
care.
Sam.
Cheers. Adios.
Bye.
Goodbye.